Welcome to the Enlifement space, place of consciousness and awareness. Michelle Clan, the Schnore dem Caria, Sabin no Mrakdio, Anna Kionose, Vishna Sochianda, Kajimne, Anna Kloshotuvan, Sai Shai Yin Orkia, Sanvin Klandu Schnebara, Kaju Shonaki, Vina Shotan Yata, Kilaut So Un Sha Dive, Kanam Le Krashona Yan Shai Dive, Hako Shokanya Resa, Duram Ore Shakina Sa. In the complications of life, one feels the necessity often to escape, to ignore. But everything exists in this moment, this now. So tomorrow will be this now. Yesterday was this now. So we live in the now. So what's wrong? If we allow the intellect to pull in problems, we want to realize that problem is not in the now. It's in the future or the past. For life in itself, in the very moment, is perfection. And as we learn to allow this perfection to unfold, everything is part of the unfolding. We can look at a plant when it first breaks through the ground, and we say, oh, that's just a little sprout. What will it be? How could it be? Given time, it grows and fulfills itself into what is its nature. And the amazing thing is, whether we observe it or not, it still fulfills its nature. Now, as we continue to evolve, we live in our true nature. But the intellect cannot comprehend what that truly is. For the mind field is full of what ifs, or it might or might not. So, as we learn to be present in this moment, we really understand the play that is going on around us, the play of consensus reality, beliefs, and concepts. And if we remain present, they really don't have an effect on us, unless we let the intellect, the mind field, to interfere. So as we unfold, we recognize that we are that, the very presence of the consciousness itself. And we are constantly evolving, unfolding, and connecting in a state of becoming in this now. But the intellect cannot guess what that might be or become. For only the consciousness that you are knows what path it is taking as it unfolds. To live and have your being in this very awareness is the greatest thing that could happen to you. Because it is freedom. It is freedom from consensus reality, beliefs and concepts. It is free from the minefield even, that is full of what ifs. We don't guess. We just be. Now, the intellect says, well, how will life continue that way? How will you manage things? When you think about it, you always manage things from the very moment. You may make plans, but very often you don't live them out. It's like, today I'm going to do the laundry. And that's a future now. It's not now. I'm not doing the laundry now. Today I'm going to do the laundry. But as the day unfolds, as the nows come upon us, we may find ourselves entirely different, in a different place, a different mode, a different idea. And the laundry falls into the background, waiting for a next now. So it's kind of funny when you think about it. We like to think that we are creating things, but in actuality, we are the process of creation itself. We're not creating anything. We are creation. And what one truly knows within themselves from this very now, this moment, that is what is being created. So we can see that if we live in fear or anxiety or anger, what are we creating? What do we become? If we live in peace, harmony, love, and balance, our creation is totally different. Our self is totally different. No stress, no worry, just simply being. The intellect has a problem with just being. Because the intellect mind is a planner. It plans ahead. It foresees possibilities. It foresees the destination. It foresees. But how often is what is foreseen materializes? Because it shifts constantly. It's like we have these different moods. You're in the mood for one thing in one moment, and you may proceed to fulfill that mood, and suddenly you realize, oh, I don't want to do that now. So we have a freedom that we experience in presence, in being. A freedom to flow in whatever opening takes place. So we see that we're not controlled by the outside. We are actually controlled by our own creativity, our own unfolding, our own now. Of course, our now may interface with other nows. That's the way life is. But to live for the self in this awareness is really the only way for us to survive. And we are creating our survival moment by moment by the realization that you are it. You're it. To realize that, you're on the top of the heap. and you can see all the possibilities around you, and you have the wisdom to choose the possibility that seems most feasible from your creative matrix of life. So allowing this now, we embrace it with what it is. And we find great enjoyment in the unfolding of this creation.
Johannes says, thank you, much love.
Thank you, Johannes. I'm losing my voice.
Todd says, thank you so much, Ishvara.
You're welcome.
And Anna and Slava say, thank you, Ishvara. Can you talk about making commitments in this shifting now?
I think that we commit to something that we perceive as a possibility, and we have the intention of fulfilling that. But as is the world, possibilities shift and change. So we have to look at these and consider these things from the moment, from now. And what may in this moment seem feasible or a good idea, in the next moment, it may not be so. So we do these things with a non-attachment to a commitment, which is disconcerting for others around us because they expect you to say, I'll do this, and you'll be there and you'll do that. But we often experience that that's not the case. Things come up and people can't fulfill that commitment. So we're very careful with making commitments. And we look at it from the now and see if our own creativity is willing to follow a certain course and to listen to the self in the moment to see what flows. So when we are committed to an ideal, that ideal is often like a plant that is growing and becoming more. So we see that commitment is really a process of creation also. We create an outcome by our willingness to follow a certain path. Thank you for being with us today. And thank you for your love and your support, as mine goes out to you also.